Welcome. My name is Becky Weiser, and I'm the curator of the Erie County Historical Society, and I'd like to welcome you to archival storage. So come on back and let's see what we've got. Here at the Hagen History Center, we have a whole building dedicated to our storage of the two-dimensional and three-dimensional collections. As the curator, I'm in charge of the three-dimensional collection, and I just wanted to show all of you a little bit of both of what we have and how we store things here. So we're going to start right here, one of my favorite collections, and if you are from Erie and if you had family in Erie for a long time, you would most likely be aware of this, and this is Griswold cast iron. So this is one of the pieces that we have. It's a Dutch oven. And it's in beautiful condition. It was just donated a week or so ago, this particular piece. And we have it here on the shelf with a lot of other Griswold. We have about 700 pieces in our collection. And we love our Griswold collection because it was made here in Erie. A lot of families here had this in their homes that they used with for cooking. So we have all of it stored here and down a little bit further on the shelving. And something that we do here at the Hagen History Center is now we have organized things using technology that is currently available to museums. So everything in the collection has a barcode. So we've got container barcodes, we have object barcodes. I don't even have to open this box, and I can bring up a picture on a database exactly what's in here. And we have it all organized. Everything, about 14,000 things that we have in the 3D collection. And if someone comes up to me and says, I would like to see a particular thing, the goal is that within 10 minutes, we'll have that thing in their hands. And it's worked over and over again. So it's really exciting knowing what we have here at the Hagen History Center. Right next to me is some art storage racks. And we have multiple, hundreds of pieces, actually over 1,000 pieces of framed artwork, whether it is a print, photograph. This is like an old computer part that we have framed here. This is from way back in the day. I couldn't tell you exactly where that's from. Maps. This is a piece from the Wolverine. This was a hat band from the Wolverine with a picture of the Wolverine in the middle. And it just goes on and on with all of the multiple images that we have here in the collection. And a lot of it is hanging on these racks. So we're so lucky to have this beautiful system of organizing here. A big part of what we do here at the Hagen History Center is all about education. Not only do we work with students, but we work with researchers, the general public. We try to help people understand our history, perhaps answer some questions they may have, and we're very hopeful about the future of Erie. But of course, you have to know the past to understand where we're going here in the future. So education is huge. And we have a lot of ways of getting that education across, and a lot of it is through objects. I mean, school children that come here actually get to hold a doll that's made out of porcelain with glass eyes. Children today don't play with toys like this. And so how have dolls evolved? How has the history of people and how we view each other with dolls changed us? So there's a lot of things you could do with the things in our collection. And we try to do that as much as we can. So this doll is to be handled. Not all the dolls do we allow people to touch, of course. The area that we're in now is the workspace for the Curatorial Department. Normally, when we're not in a pandemic, we have about 30 volunteers that work here. And I do have an assistant, Amanda, who works with me in this department, and we're going to go down and meet her now. In our workstation, Amanda. There she is. So everyone, this is Amanda, and she works with me here in the the Hagen History Center, and her workstation is up on this mezzanine. She's got a nice photography station behind her, and Amanda's really in charge of our database and making sure that everything in it is proper information. She's always researching things about objects. What else? What are you working on right now, Amanda?
Right now we're trying to see if we could get some more dresses in the mansion to be put on display for people to see for Victorian holidays coming up.
So she's able to research the hundreds of antique gowns that we have in our collection and determine which ones right now would fit Christmas time to go into the mansion for our Victorian holidays. So yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting with her later and picking out those gowns and getting them up. So that is great. But up here we just have a variety of workstations. We have volunteers that work strictly with our military collection. As you can see, there's a pile of military things on the end. We work on organizing, so we're going through file cards right now. We have a student from Gannon who's looking at cards, picking out information, putting in the database. It's just a lot of labor that we do every day here at the History Center to organize and to collect for the education of the community and to put out nice exhibits like the one Amanda's working on right now. Well, you can't live in Erie County for any period of time without hearing of the Niagara. And of course, the sister ship was the Lawrence during the Battle of Lake Erie. So we do have some things associated with those ships, and we have a whole collection of things that come from it. And here's just one box. It's marked Niagara and Lawrence. And I'm just going to open it up. It's very impromptu and find out what is in here. I'm not wearing any gloves at the time, so I'm going to be very careful. So we have, as a typical thing, a piece of wood coming from probably the Lawrence or the Niagara, and this would be identified with the number 2124. And 2124 is just woodworked Niagara Lawrence. So this is kinds of things. We have a lot of Niagara wood. We probably have enough to maybe rebuild the Niagara. That's the joke around here. Another piece. I mean, we have some exciting things in the collection, and then we have things like pieces of wood. And just to give you a fun idea, it just goes on and on. More pieces of wood. This is probably from the Niagara when it was pulled out of Misery Bay in 1913. And then they rebuilt the ship. And what they did is they just didn't throw anything away. They gave it away as souvenirs to people. Or people would take the wood and make something. So this is a frame made from the wood of the Lawrence. And we have the person who did it, and it's just a sample of a document inside. So we have hundreds of pieces of either souvenirs that people made or actual pieces of the Lawrence and the Niagara. That's one big collection. Of course, the Maritime Museum shares with us a large collection as well. They have their own. And we have things on the Wolverine. We have Native American things. We have some odd and unusual things. A very odd kind of pot. This is an old ship's horn. And this came from the steamship Niagara. And this beautiful box, and we have several of these, were made, again, from the wood of the Lawrence and the Niagara, as well as all of these walking canes. Very, very popular. And we probably have about 20 wood canes made from that as well. We absolutely love the Mark's Toys collection here at the Hagen History Center as well. The most iconic object probably being the big wheel. If you didn't play with the big wheel, you probably knew of somebody who did. And the beauty of these is that they were made here in Erie County. Most of all, not all of these Mark's Toys, and this whole unit is our Mark's Toy collection, was made either in the Girard plant or the Erie plant or the one in West Virginia. And so we love to collect Mark's Toys, and a lot of people will walk down memory lane as they're looking at some of the toys that we have out on collection. All right, I don't know if you're thirsty after watching me talk for all this time, but Kohler Beer is another great collection. Erie Brewing is the name of this one. And we do love our brewing things. Actually, this whole unit here that we're in looking at right now is Erie Manufacturing and Business. So we have something from metering companies, Zern Industries, different casting molds from EMI. We've got pipe cutters from, well, we have Reed Manufacturing, Jurecki Manufacturing, and the list goes on and on. All of these things were either made in Erie County or parts that were used. This is a Lovell wringer, and if you are a resident of Lovell Place, this is one of the things that they made in that manufacturing facility that would wring out the water out of clothes for laundry. Drying racks, I mean, it just goes on and on. We have hundreds of things that were made in Erie or have to do with the businesses here in Erie. And that's something that I'm always looking for as curator. I get a lot of calls from people that would like to donate things, and they are most generous in doing that. And I'd like to encourage you, if you have something in your family, if you're cleaning your house, and you go, wow, this is really something that's great, has to do with Erie, but no one in the family wants it, please give me a call, because I'm always looking for things to add to this collection. You might go, wow, 14,000 things that you have, and you're looking for more? Absolutely, because we want to continue to tell the story of Erie County's history and be able to share that story, not only now, but for future generations as well. We're doing everything in our effort currently to make sure everything that we have here is kept safe and clean and intact so that we'll have these things for posterity. So please give me a call or email me. And we do have a website, the Hagen History Center. If you just Google that, we have a contact page. You can contact me that way. Another thing that I'm really looking for right now, I really am, is that in February, pandemic allowing, we're hoping to have an exhibit on the African American community here in Erie. And very honestly, I don't have a lot of things to help communicate that story through objects. So we're looking for things that have to do with the families that were here, houses of worship, the jobs that people had. Anything to do about that story would be so important that even if we can't have an actual physical exhibit, we would like to have a virtual exhibit, something that's available to folks to see online, and to be proud about the African American experience in Erie. We need things to communicate that. So please be in touch with me, whether that object is given to us or loaned to us strictly for the exhibit. I'm okay with whatever. I want everyone to feel comfortable, and I want everyone to feel included here at the Hagen History Center, because that's our job, is to be an asset to the community, and that the community feels comfortable coming here and participating in the things that we have. So thank you so much for joining me on this tour, and I hope that you give to the Hagen History Center so that we can help maintain our past for the future here in Erie. Thank you.